Want a quick and practical crochet project? In just 30 minutes, you can whip up a cute and eco-friendly soap saver. Perfect for using up scrap yarns. This handy little pouch helps your soap last longer and adds a handmade touch to your bath routine. Let's get hooking! For this project, we'll be using 3-ply Monaco cotton yarn in white and a 2.5mm crochet hook. Feel free to choose any color you like. I just personally love how clean and classic the white looks. This soft cotton yarn is perfect for making a soap saver. Since it only requires a small amount, it's also a great way to use up your cotton scrap yarns. Just make sure it's 100% cotton, which is gentle and safe for the skin. The size of your soap saver will depend on the soap you're making it for. In my case, I'm using this particular brand of soap and just realized it has a rectangular shape, quite different from the usual bar shape we often use. To get started, we need to measure the thickness and width of the soap. We'll begin by chaining in multiples of 2. The first part of the project involves working 2 rows of mesh stitch, and then we'll continue by crocheting in the round. I'll be chaining in multiples of 2 until the length matches the width of the soap. For my soap, I ended up chaining 12. Once I reach the desired length, I'll add 4 extra chains for the turning chain. Then I'll work 1 double crochet into the 6th chain from the hook. This forms our first mesh square stitch. From there, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and double crochet into the next. Repeat this sequence all the way to the end of the row. We'll be making the soap saver to match the exact size of the soap, since cotton yarn tends to stretch over time. As the soap gets used, it will also shrink inside the pouch, so a snug fit is best. We'll only be working 2 rows of mesh stitch, but feel free to adjust based on your soap's size. If your soap is larger, simply add more chains to your foundation to fit it properly. For row 2, start by chaining 3. This counts as your first double crochet. Then add 1 more chain for the chain space. Next, work 1 double crochet into the top of the next double crochet from the previous row. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, then double crochet into the next stitch. Repeat this sequence all the way to the end of the row. Once you get to the end, do not forget to skip 1 chain before working your last double crochet on top of the last double crochet of the previous row. Now this is going to be the base of our soap. This will be the bottom part of the pouch. So now we are going to start working in rounds. For the first round, we're going to chain 3, which counts as 1 double crochet, chain 1 for the chain space, and then we'll work 1 double crochet on top of the next double crochet. Chain 1, and then skip 1 chain and work 1 double crochet. So this will be the side, and we will keep on working in round. So chain 1, and then 1 double crochet on top of the next double crochet. So we will keep working alternating one double crochet, chain one until we get back around. Round 3 will be the repeating pattern. You can simply continue working more rounds based on the length of your sew. As mentioned earlier, I prefer making the pouch exactly the same size as the soap because it tends to shrink a bit with use, and I don't want it to end up loose. It also works great as a scrub, which is why I always make one. I usually crochet a few extra pieces so I can rotate them, wash and dry the used ones, and have a fresh one ready for the next bar. That's how quick and easy it is to make this soap saver. So, as always, at the end of this round, we're going to work a slip stitch on top of the third beginning chain. So this is how it looks like once round 13 is done. Now the next step is we're going to work an edging for this soap saver. It's very easy. We'll just work a chain one first and then one single crochet into the same stitch, one single crochet into the chain one space, one single crochet into the next stitch, which is double crochet. We will just repeat it until we get back around. One of the best things about the project is that everything, including the string, is finished by the time you cut off the yarn. I designed it this way to make it easier to create more without the extra steps. For the string, we'll simply work a series of chains until it's long enough to tie around your shower tube or hang on a hook. You can be creative here and adjust the length based on your preference. Since there's no need for sewing pieces together, it's hassle-free and much quicker to make in batches. When making the string, you'll need a few extra stitches to thread it around the drawstring area of the pouch. In my case, I start by chaining 90, then create a small loop. After skipping about 20 chains, I begin working a slip stitch into each remaining chain all the way to the end. To secure it, I add one slip stitch into each of the next 3 stitches. Then cut off the yarn and weave in the ends. Cotton is naturally absorbent, which helps your soap saver dry properly and prevents it from staying soggy. Plus, using a soap saver is an eco-friendly choice. It helps reduce soap waste and replaces disposable plastic scrubbers. While you can make one with acrylic yarn, keep in mind that it's rougher on the skin and tends to trap odors over time, even though it dries faster. If you're interested in using the same yarn I use, feel free to check out the product link. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I've also created a few tutorials on making purses and bags. You can find them in the playlist if you'd like to check out more of my work here on the channel. Got any requests? Feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. You're also welcome to join my private Facebook group for more updates and crochet fun. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of my latest tutorials. Thanks again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.